Somebody said that we look cold. My answer to that is, when I didn't have any clothes on, I was cold. But now I have my clothes on, so I'm no longer cold. Yeah, I'm not cold. Are you cold? No. I hear a familiar tune. It sounds like Cuenca, Ecuador. You know those.
It does. You hear that? Oh my goodness, with Native Americans.
Well, they said in Cuenca that those weren't really real, original Ecuador native.
They weren't?
They're probably not real native to Eastern Europe either. I wonder if the same guys, though, if they, flew over here from Ecuador. I mean, having gone full circle all of my life, I mean, we did this when we were full-time travel trailering with young children, our 3 boys, in the States. We did this. We did this year-round, full-time, and we were travel trailer nomads. We didn't have a home, didn't have a home base. No.
Our travel trailer was our home.
Yeah, travel trailer home is where you park it, and so we used to do that because we had to, because of our home was our travel trailer, and even though it was insulated, it had a thick 2-inch insulation, polystyrene or styrofoam insulation. Still, you gotta watch where you go with those things in the winter. And so we would go to Brownsville, Texas. I don't remember why we chose there, but a lot of the winter Texans go to Texas because they like it there. Yeah, so we did the weather thing. We chased the weather because our home was a travel trailer, and it gets cold and frozen, the water lines get frozen and things bust, and it's just not practical. So we've been around this block for decades chasing the weather, but I did say that it was a necessity in the travel trailer. We also do it and have done it with the move abroad, with the Ecuador thing and the Panama thing. And so we've had a lot of years of experience to reflect on this weather chasing, and it is a natural reaction for people, I think, when they are in a situation where they don't feel like they have as much control in their lives as they would like to have. In other words, they're stationary because of the job, or they're not fired yet, they're not financially independent yet, they're not retired early yet, or retired at all yet. And for many people, it means being stationary in a place. And so as soon as we jump off that treadmill, it seems only a natural thing to say, gee, why not chase the weather? And they don't say, we don't say things like that. We never said, let's chase the weather. We said, oh, hey, weather's nice over there, let's go there. It's just natural. But having done all that, and having been through it, I do see that it is limiting in a way. I'm not saying it's completely 100% limiting, but there is a limitation to it. For example, not to be enjoying where we are today just because, I have to wear a little bit more clothing is limiting. To me, it's limiting.
It's very limiting because it's cold everywhere right now.
Yeah, and because it's cold, and depending on what hemisphere you're in the season, it's cold in the majority of the area. People that have the flexibility to move, whether they're travelers or fire or nomad, are always going to these places. And thanks to the internet, everybody's doing it. So these places can get really crowded and expensive really fast, especially with Airbnb and this kind of thing. So being contrarian minded, as you know, the pithy in me, being contrarian minded as I am, I'm always looking for ways to outsmart the crowd because I've always done it and been doing it. We've always done this all our lives. So I just wanted to talk about what we've been through and how we see things, and why you see us going to these places where you gotta wear clothing, which we don't care because we've already done the weather chasing. And I'm not saying it wasn't fun, it is. But I mean, if I want to go somewhere with sunshine and 80 degrees, I will. right now I want to be here, and it's okay. I don't have to stay here. And that's another thing. That's, you know, our focus isn't about where we are. It's about the lifestyle. Retire earlier, retire better, financial independence sooner, at home or abroad, whatever suits you best. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're all about. So everybody does this differently. You know, there's no right or wrong way. There's just what's right for you. You know, what's working for you, and how can you optimize what you're doing to do it sooner, better, quicker, faster, and enjoy your life ASAP, or now, as we like to say. All right, guys, so don't worry about the hat and the scarf. It's not permanent. All right, so under the cinema floor is the food court right here. And you see all the food court, all the way over there and over here. And more food court. This is a whole area here. Pretty big area, actually. It's a big aisle right here, and they've got different doors here for the different movie theaters. You know, like 2 and 3 right here, and these seats are always taken in the evening. Oh, look at that, it just became free. Want to go sit on the couch?
Nope, they were waiting.
Oh, too late, somebody else went. We weren't quick enough. So this is like little silent previews outside of the movie theaters here.
Oh my gosh, what is this? Birds of prey?
What are your thoughts on that, hon?
Oh, everything you said is just point on, you know, and I just think that people get so stuck on going to these certain areas, and I know we talk about that all the time, and you shouldn't be, you know, you were right, you shouldn't follow the weather and all that. We're having a great time here in Georgia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's okay to follow the weather, unless you don't want to.
Well, I like seasons. There's seasons here. There's spring, summer, winter, and fall.
Wow, that is an amazing looking pizza, Angie.
Oh, I know.
Can you eat all that? Look how huge it is.
No, I can't eat all that, but I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna be amazed if you eat that.
Well, let's get started.
Yeah, some of you may recall, long-time followers, when we used to go to the beaches in Ecuador, Chapipi Beach or whatever beach, and it was the off-season and there was nobody there, and then we were there in high season and there was no room to sit because there's so many people on the beach, you know, in Ecuador. And then after that, the Rams, Retire Abroad Media and Magazine, copied us and made us secrets of the off-season video, which is, you know, whatever. No comment. It's a form of flattery, right? And so I'm saying that we've been talking about this and saying all along that the idea that something has to be perfect, like there can't be a little cloud in the sky, comes from yeah, if there's a little, oh, there's some clouds in the sky, oh,
I remember when we were in Salinas, so many people would comment and say, oh, it looks so depressing, it's always cloudy.
And because we've been doing this so long, it feels like all our lives, because when you start in your 20s and you're, you know, at our age, you know, it feels like all our lives, because it's a lot longer than when we were working. So we've been financially independent longer than when we were maybe, you know, having to go to work or work every day. So, you know, the mindset is different, and so it's habitual for us, but it may not be so habitual for others, so that sometimes we leave things out. We say, oh yeah, we're in the off season, you know, and it's great, and then people say, yeah, there's clouds and everything, but again, it's the old way of thinking where, you know, you're just getting a small amount of free time on your vacation, and therefore everything has to be perfect.
Well, because what he's saying is when you're cooped up in your job all day long, a lot of people are like, I need to go somewhere where it's nice and warm, and I want to be where the weather is going to be great so I can be outside enjoying it, you know, wherever that might be, usually a beach or someplace really hot and tropical, you know. So and that's what people want to do. They don't want to come to where people have to bundle up and wear scarves and everything. But
yeah, so you're just looking at a couple that's had the flexibility in their schedule for so long that
we did the Hawaii thing back in the 90s.
You know, I mean, we did Hawaii, we did the Mexico in the winter, we did Ecuador, we went to Panama. All those things are things we can still do, and we can still do that. And the way we see it is, all of a sudden, oh, it's this season, you can't go here because you might have to wear a hat or a scarf, and that's very limiting.
Don't let that limit you, guys.
So it's very limiting.
Don't do it.
But I mean, if I was just now becoming financially independent, having been maybe stuck in a situation I really didn't want to continue, I probably would have the same thought. Well, I've been enduring these winters all my life, I want to go where it's summer, and that's great. So we're not downplaying that or minimizing it. I'm just saying that for us, we've been there and done that so many times that it doesn't hold the value. I mean, it's still valuable, but it's not like the toppest priority in the world. It's like, okay, well, if we want to do that, great, or if we want to do this, that's okay too. So when you have the flexibility, remember, if you get tired of wearing a scarf, you can always just go, and we may go into Ecuador soon. But we'll probably hit Bulgaria first. We may hit Bulgaria and then Ecuador, and then maybe Italy. So I guess we're becoming a little more nomadic than we had expected, and sometimes
just a little bit.
Yeah, and sometimes I just do better than others on my negotiating. Again, this kind of stuff can be expensive if you don't do it a certain way. Your costs can really run out of line. They just run away from you, And especially things like Airbnbs where people shop the same listings. Airbnb is just like YouTube and Facebook and every other platform where they have an algorithm where all the top search listings come to the top. So when you go there, you see all the expensive ones. But I mean, you can put prices, but still, they have algorithms and they pump their people to raise prices because it helps them make money, Looks like you're making a bit of progress there, and I didn't even help. We're slow travelers. When we do travel, like we've already been here about a month, we'll probably be here a little longer. So we're not really into the 1 week here and the 1 week there. People don't realize this, but for us, I like the flexibility of being able to say, well, regardless of where would I like to go check out, And I thought, well, Eastern Europe, I've never been there, and I always have been curious about it. So I'm here, and I'm happy that I'm here. So and I don't have to wait till summer. I'm here now. All right then.